Hello, and welcome back to Minecraft, and welcome to my water world. It doesn't look like it because we are standing on a sky village high up in the sky, but if you go all the way down there, it's going to be like mostly ocean. So it's not 100% covered with water. There are islands around here, some large and some very small, and a whole bunch of structures, inside the ocean, in the water, and on the surface of the water, you can see there's like a large pirate ship like right down there. So yeah, in the previous series, I played like a pack called Ocean Block 2, and that was basically like Sky Block on top of an ocean. But it did things a little bit differently than what I expected. I expected to go under the water, find like a lot of aquatic life forms, and well, it was just mostly baddies down there in desolate places. So that didn't really hit it with me. So I decided to, wouldn't it be great if I just created like a pack of my own, and it'll be like a water world, mostly water world. I'll just settle down on a deserted tropical island, and I build nice things on it. So this is what I did. So cool. So we're going to fly around and take a look at the generation, and we're going to talk about the mods later of what makes this pack possible. Now, this is my own custom pack. It's not being released or anything because I'm not like a developer or anything like that. I just like threw a bunch of mods together and hope and pray. That's it. It's really easy to do. You can do it yourself if you want to play a pack like this. You can even customize it to your own heart's content. So yeah, we'll be taking a look at that later on. But I'm going to showcase what I've done with the world and what I found in the world generation. So yeah, let's get to it. All right. So first things first, we have the villages in the sky, and made possible by a separate mod, and it's all the way up there, so we're just gonna have to drop down. And this is spawn, so every time you spawn inside this world, it'll attempt to spawn you someplace safe, but it originally spawned me like high up in the village, right up there, and I guess it's fine. If there's nothing around here, then it'll just create like a simple structure for you to start around in, and probably give you like a few basic materials as well. And I still haven't found my bonus chest. I wanted my bonus chest, and it's just not around. So, well, all right, but whatever. We have the usual shipwrecks, and the buried treasure map still doesn't work. Some mods probably messing with it. So, and we have the trading ships, which is very useful. There's like a whole bunch of them around here. And of course, we have baddies to fight. Look at this. There's a pirate ship. And of course, you're facing it head on this early on, trying to get some early resources. You're probably going to have a challenge on your hands. You can spawn like illusionists. You can spawn like skellies riding bats and everything. So yeah, it's going to be. It looks like a tough time right there. So, all right. So this is the water well, and if you dump your head down into the water, you probably see something nice, See some items floating around, a whole bunch of knowledge shells and leads, because we do have the cataclysm mods right there. And this guy is probably not having a good time right there. So that's a cataclysm mod there. And they just keep offing themselves and just dropping their leads and stuff. So every once in a while, you just swim across the ocean and you just pick up leads and knowledge shells everywhere. So yeah, that's free loot. Free loot. And this Joker just swims around, just poisons you and everything. And that's not the only aquatic mobs around in the ocean. And it's just like if you look around, you'll probably find a whole bunch of other mobs that you interact with, and probably look at, and it'll be pretty nice. There's another Joker. But why would they be poisoned? What the heck? They're just dragging around pain. Yeah, look at all these free loot that they're dropping. Alright, so we have structures just dotted around the ocean beds. So let's check this one out. Look at that. There's a structure. There's probably something under here. Or maybe it's just here just to look pretty, And let's see. Dead muscle blocks. Swamp shellfish mod. Huh. Okay, cool. Let's see what's in here. Usual loot right there. Might find something nice, You never know. Okay. Just to make us see a little bit better, I'm just gonna give myself night vision. Night vision, infinite. There we go. Ah, much better. Okay, good. Alright, see if there's anything under here. Okay, there's nothing under here. Let's move on. But there is like the structure over here if you want to go in it, you know. So pretty nice. Oh, look at this large structure right there. And this is near spawn too. Imagine like everywhere else, you know. It has like tunnels and everything. Very nice. Alright, cool. Alright, so let's go somewhere else. And we'll check things out. So, let me turn this on. And I did explore like a large portion of this map already. So, I was trying to look for that perfect island, but, you know, apparently it doesn't exist, you know, because I wanted something perfect. And, you know, nothing's perfect. So, going around all these warm ocean regions, trying to find like that island with all the coral like right next to it. That'll be a sight to see. That'll be nice for a base, but probably have to compromise. You know, probably have to compromise. Yeah, it just mocked up the locations, islands that I want to settle down. So, yeah. So this is mostly ocean. Look at this. We're at spawn right here, and it's mostly ocean. Look at all that blue. All that blue colors right there. And you have warm oceans, you have lukewarm oceans, you have deep oceans, you have deep cold oceans. You also have the icy biomes, like right here. This is probably going to be large because I didn't want to like settle down over here because it's just like too much ice. And it's like deep frozen ocean region right there. And yeah, look at all the islands that you managed to find. You have large islands over here. It's just clustered together for some reason. I don't know. It's just the thing is this this mod that makes this possible is called the water world mod. Well, we'll talk about more about that later. And what it does is raise the sea level to 127. So you will imagine that all the biomes, you know, like the badlands and everything that stick out high up into the air, that's what you see. You know, this is the badlands, and this is like the savanna plateau. You know, any mountainous regions or mountainous biomes will probably be sticking out of the water that high. So this is the islands that you see, you know. This suggests the volcanoes that I found. Where are the volcanoes that I found? This is, no, that's not it. I found some volcanoes, like, early on. Just forgot what they are. Probably around here somewhere. Is that volcano? Okay, there's the volcano right there. So, yeah, you imagine the volcano would be, like, high up in the air. So this is what you see. You know, it's just sticking out of the water right there. And you're not going to see plains biomes, obviously, because it's all the way down there. And it's not like all the biomes are like generated down there, and it's just like, you know, just water on top of it. And you see like trees down there and everything like that. And, you know, you're not going to see that. I think what it does is that it puts like the ocean biomes like right on top of it, and it just generates the ocean beds like on top of it. But that's not to say if you dig down, you might see like the plains biome, something like that. I haven't seen that, so I'm guessing you're probably not gonna get that. You know, it's not like you're gonna like dig down, you're gonna see like the jungle biome, like let's say level 70 or something. Probably not gonna see that. You know, I haven't seen it, so maybe maybe you will, maybe you won't, but I haven't seen that so far. So cool. Here's another structure right there, and yeah, so there are many structures around here. Look at this, a rune structure with spawners that you can fight. What is this thing again? Let's see, dead muscle. Oh, okay, that's a selfish mod. All right, let's go back up, and let's start looking at the other islands that I found so far. Because that's why I really wanted to see, you know. And let's go over here. Is that a structure or is that an island? That looks like an island to me. Turn that to here. Alright. This nice looking island. So you're into like the greenery island, the half ice biomes, all the ice blocks and snow. This is the place to build. Yeah, you got some nice trees sticking out. These are these redwood trees? Okay, they're redwood trees. I have the Biomes Planting mod installed. And yeah, it's pretty nice. It's a sizable island where you build your stuff on. It has like a lot of colors on it. Look at this. We have like green, bluish biomes over here. You have a lot of bio blendings together. And it looks pretty nice. It looks pretty nice. Oh, here's the plains biome, of course. It's sticking up that far. So this like the high peaks of the plains right there. And then you got the frozen peaks just peeking out the oceans. Uh, and then over here, you got like the redwood forest. That's your wood resource right there. And not only that, you get to play around with this particular island over here, which looks a little bit larger. Just a little bit larger. Hey, look at this. It's just surrounded by all these mountains over here. And you can build like nice things like right in the center here. And yeah, the mountains your defense. Just a defensive wall against the rising sea levels. And you got a nice cave going down here for all your mining adventures. Yeah, don't want to deal with the spiders. No to spiders. Alright, so yeah, these are one of the large islands that you can find in a water world like this. So let's go ahead and see what the ice biome is all about. So, when you load in a new world, they might spawn you in the ice biome, and this is what you see. Just massive amounts of ice just everywhere. And then you have to traverse that just to get the heck out of there. Or you might want to stay. I don't know. Maybe you like that sort of thing. You want to build like some kind of ice empire, and apparently there's some kind of structure down there for a whole bunch of guardians. Every time I go down there, it just doesn't spawn the structure. I don't know. Maybe it's just deep underground or something. These guys are just all around, and they're like a little bit confused. It's like, where's the structure? Where's the structure? It's probably like underground or something. But the last one I took a look at didn't really exist. So maybe I'll just take a peek in here and see if it's in here. Yeah, I don't see it in here. Yeah, it probably didn't spawn because it's just too high up or something. So that might be an issue later on, or it might not be, because we have other mods to fix that. Just to get around that problem, you know? At least the Guardians spawn, you know? You can at least have those. So, cool. Alright, go back up here and check out the other islands here. Let's see, we looked at the ships, we looked at the air villages. Let's look at one of the islands that I'm considering building a base on. And I wanted an island that's not too big and has like a little bit of greenery on it. And it's just generally nice looking, you know? Look at all the coral that's on the edge over here. And it's not like a straight down steep slope when it hits the water. And, you know, I like the looks of that. And this is like one of the islands I'm considering building a base on. And the goal of this particular series is to build nice things on a tropical island like this. And it doesn't look very tropical, you know. That's the con with this particular island. So I do have other candidates, stronger candidates that I'm considering. And they're all like largest islands, just much bigger than this. And it's near here. It should be up to the north here. There's another large island. And of course, as usual, this is like the Badlands thing. And you know how Badlands get. It just like peek out the water up high. So this is what you really see, you know. You raise the sea levels. What's left is all the peaks and all the high terrain. Look at that. Look how high it goes. Look at this. This is so high. And you also know how Badlands can get, you know. They can just, like, generate a large portion of it. So, cool. Alright, so that's, like, another large island there. And then here's another island over here. Banana Plateau. Which also looks a little nice, you know? Also looks a little nice. And of course, these are new chunks because I had to delete like a whole bunch of chunks because I was trying to find that perfect island and it made the save file go all the way up there. So I had to delete it. But, you know, the map data is still there for me to look at. So this is like all new terrain generation. Technically, anyway. And at this island, it is pretty good in size. It's pretty flat. Has a whole bunch of resources on it. And, yeah, I like this. I like the size of it. If I'm not considering like the smaller sizes, and this will be like a good candidate to build on. Also has this like red little bit here. And what's this called? Highland? Or is this called something else? That's probably called Highland. Okay, well, so yeah, those are some of the islands that you can find in the water world. Like here's one with the greenery and ice biomes and ice bits and snowy peaks and stuff. You may see other biomes, and it depends on what biome mod you install. If you install like Biomes of Plenty, this is what you're gonna get. You know, get a whole bunch of biomes peeking out of there and stuff. And let's take a look at the other structures, not just the islands. So if you're just flying around, you're gonna see a lot of these structures over here. You know, they're made possible by certain mods. They like to spawn like certain structures around because that's what they do. This island's pretty nice, you know, but you know it's gonna be the same looking island everywhere, and it's not rare. See, there's one over here, there's one over here, there's one over here, there's one over here, and there's one over here. They look very similar, and they look like this size. They have some kind of treasure over here. It's not even connected to the ground over there, and yeah, it does look nice, but not what I really am looking for. You know, not really what I'm looking for. It's not a like wildlife. It's a wild splash from Fish of Thieves mod. Here's some more structures. It's dotting the ocean bed. If you fly around, you might see other aquatic life, but I'm starting to think that some of the aquatic life only spawns in certain biomes, and well, we're in the ocean, so you're not going to see like rivers or anything. So that's a shame right there. I was hoping to see like more of the other fishes from the other mods, but I'm currently not seeing that right now. But it is a big place, so you never know what you're gonna find. It might surprise you when you're swimming around and say, "Oh, that's pretty nice. I haven't seen that before," and that'll be nice to see. Here's one right there. It's another wild splash. Okay, all right. What are these guys? These are more wild splashes, and this one is another wild splashes. Okay, well at least they show up, you know. At least something shows up in this ocean. You know, when's the last time I saw a squid? I haven't seen a squid. Yeah, that's the downside of putting like together a custom pack, and you expect like something to happen like in vanilla Minecraft or some in the usual modded Minecraft, and you find out that squid's not going to spawn, and that's unfortunate. But that's not to say that you can't fix it. You can probably like, get around it to some degree, you know. I'm hoping I can get glow squids. What the heck? Okay, well. Alright, let's go all the way up here and check out this massive honking structure. That's not rare at all. Not rare at all. Look at this guy right here. So if you may be thinking, oh, is that like a large village? No, of course not. Why would they build something that large just for a village? No, it's a dungeon. So this is like another cataclysm place that I haven't seen before. Because I think they usually spawn up in the air, and I just haven't found it. So yeah, it's a cataclysm dungeon right there. And what the heck are you? What is this? This is an Urkinkin? Okay, that's a thing. It looks very spiky. Oh, hi. Hippocampus. It looks like a mean dude right there. And what are you? Oh, okay. Okay, alright. Where's your boss? Is it up there or down there? Oh, ooh, okay. Well, the same up here? Okay, cool. Alright, let's check out something else. Let's see. We are in this particular biome, so maybe we can plunk ourselves down into the other biomes or something like that. I haven't taken a look at the frozen ocean over here. The underneath of that. Let's see what other aquatic creatures we can find under here. Maybe we can find something, I'm not quite sure. It is a different biome after all. Let's see, what are you? Oh, they're the squids. Okay. They do spawn. Okay, wonderful. Oh, look at you. They're from the Realm RPG Sea Dwellers. And I think you can interact with them to some degree. I'm not quite sure what you do with them, but I guess you can do that. So I may be looking into adding some more aquatic creatures. I'm not quite sure because it feels like not lively enough. But there's like several guardians over here, just like in a frenzy. So how much livelier can you get? What are you? Oh, you're that guy. Okay. Okay, so maybe I should look into adding some more fishes, you know. I haven't seen that much fishes, like, floating around or anything like that. Alright, cool. Definitely a lot of structures for you to explore. It's that one over there. And some ruins that you can look at. Alright, moving on. Let's see what else we can see in here before we get the heck out of there. I want to show you some more candidates for islands. So let me go over here. And this is in the lukewarm ocean. So here's another candidate that I'm considering. So it has like a lot of nice bits over here. We have like shallow parts of the water that you can float your boats here and do some shallow fishing if you want to. Has another island connected to it. It's like a small little bit here. So maybe you can build like a small fishing hut or something. Has like a bunch of kelp and maybe some seagrass over there. And has like some kind of diving hole right down there. And has a lot of greenery. Has a bunch of trees around here just to get you started. And yeah, it's a good shape, you know. Has this like this inlet water bit just to float your boat over here and park it right there. That's pretty nice to see. And then not only that, I'm also considering this one. There's like a few more islands here. Now this one, it looks like a smaller size, but in terms of mass, probably the same thing, you know, same thing. Or maybe like a little bit similar in size than the other one. You got this raised up bit. It's it's not too deep when you go off the landmass edge there. You have like a little diving hole right there, and yeah, not enough kelp or seagrass. There's definitely no corals around here, so I may have to compromise and just not do the coral stuff. Because if you're like just looking for the coral stuff on an island, then it's not going to have much greenery on it, and that's unfortunate. You know, I want some nice greenery on it, and I want to have at least kelp and seagrass, just like the last one. So this is probably not the one that I'm considering. Let's go over to the other ones here, and these are 3 of the islands that's close together. I might build on like more than one of these islands, you know. So this is more of a jungle feeling, some kind of rainforest type deal. You know, definitely adding like a little bit more of a tropical feeling to this particular place. And yeah, this is nice, you know. It has kelp and seagrass like all around here. It's not too deep off the edge there. Definitely has some parts where it's shallow, and has a nice diving hole right there. And has a raised up bit here, so you can build up high. And it's generally pretty nice. Very nice indeed. And not only that, we do have other 2 islands nearby, which we can go to. And no, it's not that. That's just a structure, you know. And where was it? Okay, here's the other one. All right, so here's the other one. Has this really nice shadow bit right here. I'm saying shadow, but it's a shallow bit. So yeah, pretty nice. And here's the other one. Right there. So they both look like jungles and rainforests. Because they are close together after all. So I may be considering this particular area. Here's the volcano bits. It is nearby resources, so that's a good thing, you know. Take a look at one of the volcano bits, which is one of the larger islands. And of course, I had to generate this whole entire terrain because I deleted it. So you want to build like some kind of evil volcano layer, you can do that, you know. Have your own evil supervillain layer on top of volcano or inside volcano if you want to. It'll be your own island, you know. Pretty sweet. Of course, I see this and I go, oh, lava and stone and resources. Don't be surprised if this like half this island goes away at the end of the series. So cool. There's all your resources right there. But even though that this is a water world, this is actually an island. You know, you take a look at on the map here. It looks like an island. You know, it's not big enough to be a continent. Is it a continent? I don't know. It looks like an island to me if I zoom out like this. You know, that's an island, and yeah, like a whole group of islands like right around here. Look at that. It kind of looks like a boot over here, and have a couple of more islands that I'm kind of not interested in. You know, I'm kind of interested in this particular size right here and this size over here. You know, it feels more isolated. It feels more isolated. So yeah, that's the water world right there. And that's the water world right there. There are like other things that I'm not seeing yet, such as all the aquatic mods that I added. Probably because they all spawn the river biome or something like that. But you know, I'll probably be seeing them like sooner or later. You know, so cool. All right, so let's go to the list of mods that I have going on here, and I'll tell you what the mods are in this custom mod pack. All right, so we're back in good old CurseForge, and I know CurseForge is a love-hate thing. You can use whatever launcher you want in order to make your custom pack. You can use like Prism, you can use multi-MC, you can use AT launcher if you want to do that. You even use like vanilla Minecraft launcher if you want to do that. Go right ahead. You know, nothing's wrong. If it works for you, just go ahead. I'm using CurseForge right now, and there are a few mods that's not in CurseForge, and the main mod is called Waterworld. That's not even in CurseForge, and I had to find it on modpack, and that's what makes the Waterworld possible. Is there more than one mod that makes the Waterworld possible? Yes, there are. But the Waterworld mod that I found so far, that's the first one I found, and it worked. And it exceeded my expectations, so I stuck with that. And I didn't even bother taking a look at the other ones, because the first one that I found worked so well. So it's like, okay, well, I'll just go for this one for a while and see how it goes, you know? So yeah, it's not to say that there are no other mods that makes the Waterworld possible. There are. I just haven't taken a look at that. If you want to take a look at that, go right ahead, you know? It's either on CurseForge or modpack or somewhere else. So, cool. So anyway, yeah, we'll be taking a look at the list of mods here in this custom mod pack. I won't be going over like the basic mods, the usual mods that's usually in mod packs. I'll be skipping them over, you know, and going to the ones that adds to the aquatic theme of the water world. And yeah, so that's pretty much it. So are you gonna see any more islands after that? No, I already shown you what I can, and after that's it. That's it for this episode. So you want to check out, go right ahead. You know. So yeah, let's continue. All right, first things first, I'm going to show you the Waterworld mods. And if you look up Waterworld on CurseForge, the browser, the list of mods, you're going to see like these mods currently, and it's like 98 pages. Okay, I'm not going through 98 pages, but the Waterworld mod that I'm using, it doesn't look like it's on CurseForge. You know, it's not this one because it's by a totally different person. It's not this one because again, it's by a totally different person, and it looks like it's not even the same mod. So it's probably not on here. You know, but you can research mods that you want to add to your custom mod pack. It doesn't have to be a Waterworld. It'd be like a custom pack of your own choosing, or if you don't want to make a Waterworld, you might want to like make your own Skyblock pack. You know, just go ahead and go on CurseForge, see what mods are available. You can even go on modrim, you know, such as here. This is modrim. This is the Waterworld mod that I'm using, and it's by this individual right here. Yeah, so the Waterworld is an immersive Minecraft mod and data pack that transforms your world into a vast oceanic paradise. This pack raises the sea level to 127, flooding the terrain and redefining the way you explore and survive. Raise the sea level to 127, spawn structures if there's no safe spawning location. There's biome adjustments, so that's a good thing, you know. Biomes are carefully modified to match with new sea level. So it's not like jank or anything. It's not like you're gonna dive down and suddenly there's like trees there, you know. So aquatic adventure with land mostly submerged. You'll need to rethink survival strategies, master swimming, explore ocean ruins, and live off the sea. available as a mod, and a data pack, which is also a good thing because look at all the platforms it's on. It has a data pack, as a fabric. It's for Forge, NeoForge, and Quilt. So yeah, very nice to see. Very nice to see. So if you are going for Forge because there's just that one mod that doesn't have a NeoForge or even a fabric one or a Quilt one, then you can still use it because it supports all these platforms. So that's pretty nice to see. So yeah, this is the Waterworld mod right there. And not only that, you can go to the list of mods on modprint and you can look up, like, let's say water as a keyword, and you see all the water related mods, you know? Look at that. And some of these are not even on CurseForge, so I haven't even begun to look through all of the water related mods in here. So I may be adding other things, like sea weapons. Oh, that sounds interesting. I might take a look at that, you know? Sea a treasure. Oh, more treasures under the sea. So yeah. So if it's not on CurseForge, then you might come over to modrim, just download the mod right there, and just, like, you know, just move it into your mods folder. It's that simple. That simple. Will it show up on CurseForge? Probably not. Because if it's not on CurseForge, it's probably not going to show up in the list. But you know, it's in your mods folder, and you know it's there. So cool. Alright, so going back to the CurseForge app, we're going to take a look here. And if you see these little updates, then you might want to, like, click update anyway. Just update it, you know. And don't wait, because if you wait, then there'll be more files for you to update. And then let's say you wait a little while, and there are like 50 updates for 50 of the mods, and then you go ahead and update all of it. Then if one of those mods causes an issue, then you have to, like, disable all of those 50 mods just to weed out which ones are, you know, causing an issue. That takes a while. So you might want to, like, update it as soon as possible. Well, probably not as soon as possible, just like in a timely fashion. Just update like a handful of mods that shows up, and it'll be a little bit easier to debug if something causes an issue, you know. So I'll be talking about some of the mods that caused me an issue, and yeah, so let's get to it. So first things first, we have the usual mods. You know, we have like Apotheosis because, you know, I gotta be OP. But that's not to say OP is the only reason that I'm adding Apotheosis into the pack, you know. It's like everything else before becoming OP that's, like, useful to you. So you're gonna find, like, armor that has, like, a bit of these enchantments that give you just like a tiny little bit of an edge. Like, oh, it gives me like a little bit of extra XP or HP in order to fight in a dungeon. Oh, cool. I can use that, you know? It's better than nothing. It's better than not having it. So, yeah, it's not all about being OP with Apotheosis. Everything else before becoming OP, it's quite useful. Even more useful, you know? It's for your own survival, after all. You have things like 82. Like, I know people probably don't like 82. They always go for refined storage. If you want to go for refined storage, you can go right ahead. You know, I prefer 82 if I had a choice, you know. I'm absolutely fine with going refined storage if I didn't have that choice. So, yeah, I have like Biomes of Plenty. I have the usual building mods, such as building gadgets, chipped and everything. I have farming for blockheads, the FTB mods, you know, chunk loading. Yeah, integrate dynamics for logistics, usual GEI and stuff. I have just started things because it's that useful. So yeah, let's go back up here and let's talk about the stuff that contributes to the aquatic theme or the water world theme or something like that. So yeah. So first things first, we have Let's Do Beach Party. This more of a decorative mod. Has trunks, bikinis, sunglasses, more. It's kind of like a tropical theme kind of thing. Has beach chairs, tables, palm bars. Okay, cool. Some cocktails, radios that works. Oh, cool. Oh, it has pictures. Oh, look at that. Oh, that. There's like another mod that kind of adds to the tropical theme. And we'll come across that at the end of the list. So, yeah, look at this. You can build like a nice bar on your beach. Nice. All right. So, next up, by the same developer, it seems, let's do Lily's Lucky Lures. This is about fishing. And you got floating debris, fishing pools, other rubbles you can find in the oceans, and new tools, fish traps, and some decorations. Okay, nice. Let's take a look at the gallery. That fishing related stuff. All right, nice. Very nice. Okay, going back. All right, let's see. Advanced hook launches. Okay, so if you look at a water world, you may be thinking it's like, oh, Wind Waker. Yeah, I'm gonna look up Zelda-related mods to add to my pack because it'll feel like Wind Waker. Well, we have the hook launches right there. Is it the only hook launcher mod? No. This is the first one I found, and I'm trying it out. There we go. All right, let's go down here. Ambient sounds was Tropical Island. Has pretty nice sounds. You can hear it in the background right now. So pretty nice, very nice. Antique training ships, you've seen that, like this one. Have a bunch of villagers and a whole bunch of resources for you to borrow. So pretty useful early on. Okay, Aqua Crystal. I haven't seen this yet, and adds like a new Aqua Crystal ore. It's rare, that's why I haven't seen it. And you can make armor out of it that provides underwater bonuses. Let's see, armor effects. Effects of wearing the Aqua Crystal armor that aid your underwater exploration. It's a smallish mod with no pictures, thanks. So, yeah. Aquaculture, of course. I haven't seen the fishes because it might spawn in the river biome. That's unfortunate because I haven't seen any river biomes. Or maybe it spawns at a certain level. Or maybe I can tweak it in the config files or something. I don't know. But that's not to say you can't get, like, the fishes from, fishing. You can probably get, like, some of these fishes from fishing. So, I don't know. I'll take a look at it. Alright, cool. Alright, we have Aquaculture Delight, because we have Farmer's Delight, because, farming. You gotta add some farming into it. We have Aquatic Additions. This just adds the turtle armor right there. And some other things as well. Aquatic Torches. Torches under the water that doesn't light up. Of course, you need glow squids. So, there's that. Let's see. Artifacts. Yeah, gotta have my artifacts, And relic-related items, as you'll see later on. We have all the ores, because when you're starting out in the water world like this, there's, like, nothing around you. There's nothing around here. So that means I add mods like this one, which gives you the ore hammer, and mods like Extriorum, the sieving stuff and everything. So that's not to say you can't get any of the basic materials in a water world like this. All you gotta do is dig down and start strip mine, and you get like all the materials like that. But well, half the cave system's like flooded, mostly at the top, and it'll be a little bit much harder to deal with. And add Exdorum just to get some of the more exotic materials, such as, I don't know, gas tiers, nether-related items. And in this particular custom mod pack, there's nothing in the nether. I don't know which mod's doing that. It may be Waterworld, or maybe some other mod, but there's nothing in the nether. There's just the structures, and that's it. I was like, oh, okay, alright, cool. That makes it much easier to traverse. And there's no quartz, and there's no whatever. You know what? I think Xdorm's doing it, really. So, cool. Well, whatever. There's no nether, and I'm absolutely fine with it. Alright, go back up. Let's see, where the heck was I? Okay, there we go. Got all the ores right there. We got Awesome Dungeon, Ocean Edition, so adds a bunch of structures like this one. It adds like these 3 boats here. Brigantine, the Frigate Medium, and the Frigate Large. Gotta add my ship mods in here, because what else is there, these things work, right? I hope they work. Hold on. Okay, there's some structures there. Okay, Ocean Temples. The Frigate. Oh, wait, these are just structures. What the heck? But don't worry, we have boats that work in this particular pack, so cool. Well, that adds like a whole bunch of structures there. Let's see, better tridents. Better tridents. We haven't seen this guy. I don't think this structure spawns at all, but I haven't seen it yet, so there are other ways of getting this guy, so don't worry. Alright, we have Bibliocraft because, decor stuff. A whole bunch of decor that you add to your cabins and fishing huts and your tropical islands right there. But look at all this. Display cases and weapon racks and potion shelves. I'm glad to see bibliocraft is made into modern Minecraft. So again, we have biomes of plenty. You can use any biomod you want. You use old biomes gone if you want to do that. We have botany pots, because, you know, when you're on an island, you don't have a lot of space. So why devote a large area to having trees when you can have botany pots right there, including botany trees? Okay, building gadgets, carry on, chipped. We have the choice theorems overhauled village. So not only that you have like the vanilla plain Jane villages, we have overhauled villages, which expands the village, make it look a little bit nicer. You know, we're on a water world. Why not have larger villages and nicer looking ones? You know, look at that, pretty nice. And larger villages means more loot. You know. All right, going down here. All right, the chunky mod. I don't know. I tried it a few times. I'm still trying to get a hang of it. And maybe I'm just impatient and I'm just like stopping it before it's done. So what this does is pre-generate the chunks. So if you're looking for a particular island to some degree, you can probably pre-generate the chunks, walk away, come back after a few hours, and just recreate your map in the map of your choice. And hopefully you'll be able to, like, you know, go around the map and say, oh, that looks like a nice island on the map. Let's just go there and check it out, you know. So yeah, I was trying to use Chunky to pre-generate chunks, but haven't quite got a hang of it. But don't worry. All right, clumps, cobble gen. All right, so going with the extiorum reason, we have cobble gen galore. Yeah, it's like cobble gen machines and everything. And you've seen this in all the mods 10 to the sky, you know, with the cobble gen blocks and everything, like right here. So obviously there's like not that many land masses for you to pilfer, and this is what this is why I added this, so you can get like lots of these building materials and stuff like that. And not only that, if you don't have the time in order to get the building materials, this is the one to add, you know. Okay, we have colored water. I don't know, it's a colored water. It may like make some useful decor and stuff. So cool. All right, we got colorful hearts because when you do become OP, you're gonna have lots of hearts, and you should have some colorful hearts there. Comforts, you have the sleeping bag and the hammock, which is nice for your tropical environment setting. Hammocks makes a nice look on your tropical island there. Okay, let's see. We have construction sticks for your construction needs. We have cooking for blockheads. Okay, we have Crabber's Delight. Let's see. Critters and companions. Okay, let's take a look at this. Okay, adds like a couple of these particular mobs to the game here. I've only seen these guys over here and these guys over here. I haven't seen everything else yet. But I guess it depends on which island you find. You know, you might be able to find these mobs on some particular islands. Look at these guys. Aren't they special? Alright, cool. Alright, let's see what else we added. Let's see. DNT Ocean Monument Overhaul. Yeah, if I can find it. Sheesh. Yeah, this overhauls the monument right there. So cool. Alright, we have Dungeon Crawl. Generates like a whole bunch of dungeons. You know, the dungeons with spirally staircase going down there. Yeah. I've seen those around. Then we got Dungeons and Taverns. Of course, more Dungeons and Taverns for you to add to your world. Pretty nice. Okay, let's see what else. Dungeons content. More dungeon related stuff. Gotta have something to do, you know. Dungeons Delight. We got easy villages, of course we do. You know, don't want to have to deal with the vanilla Minecraft mechanics of dealing with the villagers. Gotta make that a little bit easier, you know. Enchantment description and delight. Okay, and there's delight right there. Entangled blocks. For your patches, shaders, exterior, we already talked about that. And the machines for the exterior. Explorer's compass, very important for finding your structures because, you know, vast amounts of oceans that you got to traverse in order to find things. So you gotta have your compass. Gotta have your compass. You don't want to be going everywhere, loading lots of chunks, and making your save file larger and larger. That's not a good thing, you know. Extra sponges right there. So you want to clear out vast amounts of water. Let's say you want to build underwater, in the water world, mind you, and you want to repurpose one of the structures. Extra sponges, lots of sponges, in order to get rid of your all those water and liquids. You do it with sponges. All right. We got stream reactors for power. Stream sound muffler. Farmer's delight. Farm for blockheads. Fast leaf decay. Faster ladder climbing because we are on sea level 127. We gotta go up and down ladders right quick, you know. Okay, fireproof boats. There's no nether, so there's no point. There's no point adding this, but you can if you want to. You know, maybe you have like a large volcano area and you want to put a nice boat on it. You can do that. So cool. Fireproof boats. All right, fish of thieves. I only seen these fishes so far, so cool. Nice to have. All right, fisherman's traps. It's a fish trap. That's it. Nothing else. All right. Let's see that one, and that one. All right, friends and foes. These are the developed Minecraft that got voted out. So it adds these particular mods back in. Well, we have this now, so well, kinda. All right, cool. But everybody's always asking for the moon blooms, you know. Where's the moon blooms? Okay, here it is. There's the moon blooms. All right, Fruits Delight, FTP mods, functional blocks, gateways to eternity. So you can't find slimes and you can't find, like, let's say, what's that biome called? A swamp biome to find slimes. Well, gateways your answer right there. Just spawn in some slimes and with gateways, and you get it right there. All right, so keeping with the Zelda aesthetic, we have gliders as seen in what's that pack called? MCE? Yeah. So yeah, this is the gliders mod. You know, is that in Wind Waker? Maybe, but it's Zelda related. So yeah. So there we go. All right, moving on along. All right, so we got hopeful better underwater ruins. That we add underwater ruins. Where you explore, and you can probably find some basic loot like this. So cool. Also very nice to see. All right, we come up to Hybrid Aquatic, a mod that gave us an issue. So let's see. Last updated 17, that's installed. Okay. So they didn't fix it yet. So the aquatic creatures that they have in this particular mod, they're aquatic creatures. They're supposed to be in the water, right? But they're drowning in the water and offing themselves over and over. And that's an issue with this particular mod right now. And they haven't fixed it yet. So this is why I disabled it. Well, actually, I tolerated that. But when I went fishing, it kind of crashed. Yeah, it kind of crashed. And I had to disable that because this mod was causing that. So that's a shame. So I'll be keeping an eye on that. Okay, all right, immersive aircraft. So if you're not keen on the boats and you want to fly everywhere, this is it right there. Some nice looking aircrafts right there, including the warships. And where's the airship that lets you like carry like a lot of loot or something? I don't know which one that is. Oh well, it's probably like the warship or something. All right, moving on along. Let's see, we've got the usual mods that you see, like integrate dynamics, industrial foregoing, inventory HUD and everything, iron shaders, iron furnaces. Okay, so iron spells and spell books. I had this one, and I really want to add Ars Nouveau and maybe create, you know, the usual stuff. You know, because Ars Nouveau has the Drink Me farm and everything, and has source creation with the little create farm tricks and everything. And it's like, oh, maybe not this time around, because create requires like a bit of space and everything, and so that means if we don't have the drink me farm, we're gonna have to rely on spawners and everything. So that's what we're gonna do. So we have iron spells and spell books because it seems more straightforward than Ars Nouveau. Um, so yeah, I added this, and plus it has old skin, so cool. All right, moving on along. Okay, all right. So the thing with Journey Map is that it doesn't seem faster than the FTB map because I end up having to resort to using the FTB map because it end up showing the map parts, the chunks a little bit faster than Journey Map can. So I might like use both of them hand in hand. And besides the FTB map, it shows all the nice bits by default that's under the ocean. That's not to say you can't do the same thing in Journey Map. You can't, but you have to like treat the sliders and everything over and over. And it's like, oh, okay, fine. All right, cool. Just started things because it's just so useful. Let's see what else here. We have Cataclysm, of course, because sea monsters and sea bosses. Lava fishing, you can do that if you want to, but again, no nether, so you're gonna have to resort to volcano biomes or lava pools. All right, let's forge pirates. So this is a pirate-related mod here, and has outfits. So cool. And I think that's all it has. Outfits. Let's see, 20 plus UD armors and outfits. Okay, cool. 3 tiers of okay, it's just outfits. So cool. You want to be a pirate? Go right ahead. Okay, let's see what else here. We got loot integrations. All the Macaw's mods. Of course we do. Let's see, mechanism. Of course we do. All right, so not only do we change the overworld, we want to change the nether and the end too. So we have Moog's end structures, because why not? Why not, Eventually you're going to make it to the end anyway, so cool. Okay, we have mob grinding utilities, because we're going to have to depend on spawners to get us stuff. Okay, we have routers, See, industrial foregoing add-ons, processing overlays, more relics, because we got to have more relics, because it's fun. It's fun to find it and use. Nether's Delight, Nature's Compass, No Escape for the End, Occultism for the other creatures that we can't get, Ocean's Delight, Ocean Blocks Elevator, OVO, we OVO, very important. We gotta have the OVO library in here. Permanent Sponges, another sponge mod, and it just keeps the liquids at bay, permanently. So cool, as long as you have it down, that is. We have pipes for logistics. We have pneumatic craft, because I feel like, air pressure. That means we can have diving suits and everything, and we can pressurize our suits and dive down. The thing is, we also have PNC Ocean add-ons. And you remember in Ocean Block 2, when you die to a certain depth and you start taking damage? Yeah, that's the mod right there. And I'm kind of not liking the fact that you have to wear the pneumatic leggings with that particular upgrade in order to not take damage. That's not to say that you can't mitigate that to some degree. You can probably be OP with Apotheosis, and it doesn't really matter to you, but you're probably still going to get that hurt animation over and over, and that's going to suck. So I changed the config file to increase the def, so you wouldn't take damage. So cool. If only they made that like an enchantment or something, or maybe they made that like a Curios upgrade or something. Then I would have been fine with it. But then as far as I know, anyway, you'll have to wear the pneumatic leggings with that particular upgrade, or you might have to have something custom like they did in Ocean Block 2, where they made this particular armor that you can wear as well, so you don't take that damage. So yeah, so it is what it is. So cool. All right, we got power for power. Let's see what else here. We got the pylons, of course we do. Starting a farm, or you just having infinite potions. And to be honest, it's just infinite potions, really. You got range pumps. If you really want to use machines to pump out some liquids out of a structure or something, you can use that. Okay, Realm RPG Sea Drillers. There we go, pretty nice. 12 sea traders with unique goods, 60 plus structures that diversify The empty ocean. 30 plus new items enhance your underwater exploration experience. 10 quests from the ocean dragon. Is this the ocean dragon? Which will be difficult to complete without detailed exploration. Oh, really? New underwater culture. Mussels. Uh-huh. 5 new types of food. Alright, cool. Very nice. Okay, move on along. Rechiseled. Relics, of course we do. Relics of Rain. So this is relics that's kind of have some kind of relation to Risk of Rain game. And we go down here, which is Relics Arcane Abilities, which gave me an issue because it kept crashing and wouldn't load the game. That's unfortunate. Okay, let's see. We have Reliquary. Kind of sounds like a utility mod now, so that's why I added that. Rustic Delights, Strength Mod, Magnets, Simply Light, Sky Villages. You'll be seeing a lot of these things, unless you change the config file or something like that. Really good for early resource and stuff like that. So, cool. Alright, small ships. Now, I think this is the one that is workable, I think. Why would you not put, like, the info over here? I don't want to click this in order to go... Okay, hold on. Alright, small ships on Modrin. At least they put it on CurseForge, right? So... Alright, so this is... Alright, this is the ship right here. It looks usable. And it has, like, cannonballs on the sides. That's cool. Can you tell me about it? It says your own sailable ships. Okay, here we go. Place the ship far away in the water. Okay, that's instructions. Add a canyon on the sides and everything like that. Okay, cool. Ship performance, cold water ships, tempest. Oh, okay, cool. Sail coloring, you can change the coloring. Naming your ships. And, oh, leashing your ships as well. Okay, cool. Hog. Rig. The galley. And the drakkar. Looks simple enough. How do you make the sails? Oh, you need these. Okay, leads is not a problem. We'll be finding a lot of that. Alright, cool. Very nice. Usable ships. That's what you like to see. That's what you like to see. Alright, let's see. Moving along, we have the, see, sodium. We have backpacks. Of course we do. Gotta have our storage. Sophisticated storage as well. Spice of life, because what the heck are you going to do with the foods, right? Might as well just make it useful. We have the trucking mod for growing stuff. Storage delight. Supplementaries. Swashbucklers. Okay, what is this? Oh, another ship mod. Okay, of course we do. Okay, we got the swashbuckler. We have the swashbuckler upgraded one. We have the raft. We have the cutter. We have the war cutter. And we have the corvette steamship. Oh, nice. And we also have canyons. Look at all these canyons. Right in front. And is it easy to make? Okay, that's not bad. It's not bad at all. Alright, cool. Alright, let's see what else we have. We have Time in a Bottle. We have the Time in a Bottle Courier support. We have Torchmaster, Towns and Towers. So another structure mod. I'm guessing it modifies the towns, okay? And it adds towers, I would imagine, right? Let me see the gallery. Desert Outpost, alright. Pillager Galleon. Alright, Mushroom Village. Savannah Outpost. If this right side over here, because I put it as shit over here, it's blocking the picture of some like content, you just go to the CurseForge page and look at it. Alright, cool. Very nice. Very nice indeed. Okay. So that's that particular mod. I have trash cans. Alright, Choppy Craft. So this is a whole different dimension that you can go to in order to have a tropical island paradise experience. So it looks like this. The water is always cyan, as far as I know anyway. It has trees that it's not machine friendly at all, or maybe not enchantment friendly or whatever. And this is based on the experiences that I've had, like let's say a few versions ago. So I don't know if they changed things around for this particular version, but Choppy Crap, it's still around. Amazingly, it's still around. And every time I take a look at it, it's always been a disappointment. I don't know. It's just that, sure, there are islands in Tropic Craft Dimension. It's just the last time I took a look at it, it was too much islands. The islands was too large. It was too regular in shape. The villages didn't really trade much of anything. I'm not sure if they fixed that or not. Sometimes they have empty trains, and it's just like, okay, no. And then the fishing mechanics, I think it had pearls in it or something. I'm not sure if I remember having pearls in there. I remember something about right-clicking clams or seashells under there to get something. I don't know. So yeah, it didn't really impress me that much, but it has a couple of nice aesthetics with the items and the building blocks. You can make drinks out of it, which isn't intuitive at all. So yeah, so cool. I mean, Choppy Crap, it's still around. If you like that particular aesthetics, then you can go ahead. Has tropical chairs, drinks, and everything. Has bamboo-related items. Well, it's already bamboo in the mod in vanilla Minecraft anyway. So it's like, okay, well, it's there. I added it, and I'm willing to take another look at it. So cool. All right, next one, underwater village, oceanic structures. Basically adds villages underground with no villages in it. It's probably all abandoned, so cool. It was probably not underwater to begin with, and they just went away. Alright, unnamed sea. We have 4 structure types: islands, lighthouses, rafts, and ships. So the island part is probably these little circle things we keep seeing all over the oceans. So it's nice to have, basic resources and everything like that. It has a bunch of baddies spawning on top of it. And the lighthouse. I haven't seen the lighthouse yet. There's the raft. Okay, cool. Spawns like a couple of oceanic structures right there. Alright, nice. Alright, we have utilitarian, we have waystones. When dungeons arise, 7 seas. Okay, what does this one do? Oh yeah, these are the large pirate ships that we keep seeing. Oh yeah, the ones that rip our faces off, Yep. Look at that. Just things to do on the high seas right there. Alright, next up we have Womp Shellfish mod. That's shellfish, that's it. 9 brand new shellfish that spawn across all bodies of water, even on beaches. 9 new plants. Oh, plants, And 30 new food items. Okay, cool. Let's see. World edit, because, sometimes you just have to do some terrain editing. Just don't want to waste that time. But if you want to do it manually, go right ahead. If you got like 10 hours every day just to waste on terrain generation, terrain editing, go right ahead. It's up to you. It's your choice. Alright, and then we got Sidecraft and Sidecraft machines, because extractors and pretty nice blocks and everything. And alright, we come down to Zelda Hyrule Terrace. This is a nice looking mod. Look at these. Look at all these mobs. They look pretty nice, right? Zelda related? Well, too bad, because if you put it in your pack, the pack doesn't load. So cool. Very nice. So, yeah. Alright, so that's it for this list of mods for the Water World pack. In the next episode, I will be starting the basics. It's if you want to see that, go right ahead and stay tuned for that. But it's going to be the usual modded Minecraft experience, the basic stuff. And hopefully it'll be, I'll be taking a lot of shortcuts. Just keep that in mind, But if you don't want to take advantage of those particular shortcuts, if you like drawing your line between legit and not legit somewhere else, then it's up to you if you want to do that. It's not wrong and it's not right either. So it's your line, and you play how you want to play, and I play how I want to play. So I will be taking certain shortcuts in this playthrough, and because it's just gonna take 10 times longer, and I am making videos out of it. and I just got to do what I got to do. So cool. So anyway, if you want to stay tuned for the basic survivals and the usual modded Minecraft experience on a water world like this, just stay tuned for the next episode. So, all right. So I've been Filmable Block, and I'll see you next time.